On the Money with Anil Vazirani begins now. Retire and stay retired, safe, smart, and secure. Now here's your host, Anil Vazirani.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Did you miss me? Oh boy, I sound like President Donald Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to On the Money with your host, Anil Vazirani, back from a good break that I actually needed. President of Secured Financial Solutions in the financial services industry since 1994. And all of you listeners out there, I am glad to be back on the air. As I've stated earlier on my shows, Secured Financial Solutions is your fiduciary firm. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, our message has been consistent and has been very simple. The less you pay in fees, the less you pay in taxes, the more of your money you keep. Apart from that, we have our independent insurance advisory platform where I will be sharing with you the principal protected low-cost new generation annuity and some of the enhancements that have been made to it lately. Not only that, our investment advisory platform at TD Ameritrade is now Charles Schwab TD Ameritrade upon the merger. Our contact information, 800-957-5604, extension 201, to set up your complimentary strategy session to learn how you can lower fees to less than 1% on active managed accounts, how you can pay zero with us on our stock portfolio, how you can pay zero on ETFs, and a bunch of portfolio of ETFs that I have put together that I will be discussing here that has withstood COVID and some of the volatile markets that we have seen lately. So as I start here today, the second wave, money moves to make. How to make potential consistent returns during the biggest market shock of the decade. And obviously we haven't seen the shock yet. We felt tremors. Last year, March of 2020, first week of March, last week of February, 30% approximately, the markets had dropped. We have seen some of that volatility now as well lately in the markets. So the question is, which are the tech darlings that we need to potentially dump right now? Is what I call toxic tech. What tech stocks need to be potentially eliminated from your portfolio? The new economy. Now, when I talk about the new economy, ladies and gentlemen, I listen to the radio quite a bit, and I don't hear any investment advisor or any banker or broker talk about the 5G technology. We hear about 5G, Verizon, 5G, T-Mobile, but we do not hear any investment ideas on 5G and the potential booming returns we are about to expect and generate from 5G technology. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what I do. How is it that I don't hear anybody talk about SPACs? Special Purpose Acquisition Companies. You know, it kind of makes you wonder whether, you know, you have advisors that are still stuck in the 1920s, 1930s, or they are not motivated to educate themselves. But, you know, they seem to come across as intelligent. But at the end of the day, empty vessels make a lot of noise. We already know that. But let me share with you what a SPAC is. You know, when Airbnb went public, when C3AI went public, a lot of us say to ourselves, wow, only the rich participate in these IPOs. And the stock opens up and it soars $50, $60, $100, and we're like, oh boy, I wish I was there at the IPO. Basically, SPACs, special purpose acquisition companies, are institutions are entities that take pre-IPOs. So you can invest in these SPACs before a company becomes an IPO. So you are, in essence, a pre-IPO investor. I'll be talking about that when we meet or when we talk on the phone. How do you generate annual interest of 4 to 6% using fixed income, non-traded bonds? Ladies and gentlemen, our firm, Secured Financial Solutions, A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau for close to 2 decades. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the only, and please hear me carefully, the only financial firm on this radio show and in Arizona and on the Better Business Bureau West Coast, depending on the area and the service our Better Business Bureau provides, with close to 600 consumer reviews. I think we are at 588 or 589 and counting. A-plus and 5-star for a decade and a half. So the next time you decide to work with someone and you go on their Better Business Bureau website and they claim that they've been in business for 20, 30 years and all they have is 1 or 2 or 3 reviews, kind of makes you question, what have you been doing for all these years? Well, not only that, let me just share with you our performance in the industry. Top of the table, which is the top 1% of financial advisors in the financial services industry with MDRT, Million Dollar Round Table, that judges financial planners and financial advisors. Our firm has been 14 consecutive year qualifier of the top of the table, which is the top 1%. And I am proud to share that with you based on ethics and revenue. I also want to share with you an investment that most experts highly suggest to roll over your 401k, your 403b, your TSP 457 into a retirement vehicle that is protected from lawsuits, probate, and creditors. Our goal at the end of the day is to help you understand how you can generate up to 8% in annual income to plan for potential future inflation in retirement. A lot of you out there have heard about exchange-traded funds. A lot of you get confused. Are exchange-traded funds better or are mutual funds better? Ladies and gentlemen, I will share with you why exchange-traded funds are superior than mutual funds due to lower fees, tax efficiency, and timing of the trade. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to On the Money with your host, Anil Vazirani, President of Secured Financial Solutions, in the financial services industry since 1994, and serving as a fiduciary since 2008. Investment advisor rep and an independent insurance advisor. So during the break, what did we get accomplished? So ladies and gentlemen, during the break that I took from the radio show, we had been working closely with AARP and warning consumers about the pros and cons of complex, high-risk, high-fee indexed and variable annuities. Some of the companies that I do have concerns about are Nationwide, Prudential, Pacific Life, Aviva, which is now called Athene, Security Benefit, Lincoln Financial, Jackson National, Oxford Insurance Company, MetLife, now as Bright House, AIG American General, and North American on their Prime Path annuity. So what issues do I have with these companies and some of these annuities that they offer? Ladies and gentlemen, as I head into the break, I will cover the pros and cons of complex, high-risk, high-fee indexed and variable annuities in the next segment. I will also be sharing with you my own stock and ETF portfolio that you have access to at no charge. 800-957-5604, extension 200, on the web, dreamretire.com. You're listening to On the Money with your host, Anil Vazirani, President of Secured Financial Solutions, your fiduciary firm.
Let's talk about your future and retiring safe, smart, and secure. Now back to On the Money with Anil Vazirani.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our second segment, On the Money, with your host, Anil Vazirani, President of Secured Financial Solutions, your fiduciary firm. So previously, as I left off the first segment, I talked about SPACs, special purpose acquisition companies, where you can participate in pre-IPOs. I talked about 5G and the best potential stocks to invest to take advantage of the booming 5G network that is about to unfold in our cell phones and in our daily lives. I also talked about the pros and cons of complex, high-risk, high-fee index and variable annuities that we had been working in the recent past with AARP. So the companies that I have issues with, Prudential, Pacific Life, Aviva, Athene, Jackson National, Oxford Insurance Company, MetLife, Bright House, AIG, American General. Now, some of the issues that I have, apart from the high risk and high fees inside these variable annuities, but also some of these indexed annuities, where a lot of you are not aware that your spouse and heirs get disinherited from the income rider or the income account bucket, which in most cases is the higher value inside your annuity. A lot of you out there have been fooled with snake oil salesmen with hypothetical illustrations. A lot of you have come across indexed annuity illustrations where you have an individual show you a 10-page illustration, show you how you can make 8, 9, 10% a year over 10 years without any risk. And yet in fine print, what is not discussed or exposed or talked about in length, in detail, that these are hypothetical illustrations, non-guaranteed, not worth the paper they're printed on. Also, the index that they use in most cases have only been around 4 years, 5 years. So help me understand, how do you do a projection over 10 years when the index itself that you're using has been around less than 5 years? On this issue, ladies and gentlemen, I was recently interviewed by an affiliate of Financial Times. Very proud of that. It was on March 1st of 2018. And I am looking for that article. Yep. It was March 1st, 2021, Life Annuity Specialist, a Financial Times publication. Too good to be true. Indexed annuity illustrations spur criticism. I was also interviewed by this same publication with Rick Edelman of Edelman Financial Engines back on August 9th of 2019. The very nice thing about the work that we have done here, ladies and gentlemen, in Arizona, is my proudest moment was when I received a handwritten thank you letter from Governor Doug Ducey on November 18th of 2019 that I am looking at right now. And it says, "Dear Anil, thank you for working with Senator Kate Brophy McGee to pass Senate Bill 1534 this year. It will make a big difference." And yes, it will make a big difference for those of you that are headed in retirement and for those of you that are retired and want to stay retired, safe, smart, and secure. So the other area that I have issues with these annuities, such as Jackson National, is a lot of you may not be aware that the rider benefits that they offer might be growing at simple interest, not compound interest. Are you also aware of the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, warnings to investors considering purchasing variable annuities? If you go on the website of sec.gov, they talk about in length about the risks and the fees involved with the variable annuities. And as I stated, last but not the least, my job is to make you aware that there is a solution to all these issues and problems. That's why in all the radio shows that I did over the last decade, and the radio show that I start doing now, as of April 1st, 2021, we have stuck by our recommendation of only recommending one type of annuity, which is the principal protected, low-cost, new generation annuity, where you can receive up to 8% in a compounded roll-up rate for your lifetime income bucket. The lifetime income bucket has the ability to pay as a death benefit to your spouse and heirs for that portion that you do not use for income. Huge feature. Your income can also be continued by using the spousal continuance feature if you so choose, for those of you that are married. But here's the best part. That income bucket, growing at up to 8%, has the ability to double up if you could not do 2 out of 6 activities of daily living and need to receive benefits for home health care, nursing home, etc. So to learn more, if you own any of these annuities, please give us a call. Protect yourself from a derailed retirement. 800-957-5604. Dial extension 200. Set up your complimentary strategy session. And Jillian Bolton, my office manager, will be more than happy to get you on our schedule. On the web, dreamretire.com. Now let's talk about some of the scams of 2021. So have you been approached? Have you been approached by somebody, or have you received advertising in the mail that somebody is doing a Social Security benefit seminar? Come learn how to maximize Social Security. All right? So ladies and gentlemen, let me warn you, these are insurance agents or advisors that do not have your best interest at heart. These are potential bait and switch marketing schemes. Their goal is to talk about a subject that is near and dear to you, which is Social Security. And then the bait is Social Security information. The switch is trying to sell you a high commission annuity or a high commission investment that may not be in your best interest. Lately, I've also seen a lot of advisors do seminars and educational meetings at colleges and universities on Saturdays. Boy, you must say they are so good and so charitable with their time. Once again, potential bait and switch. The bait is to bring you in using a hot subject such as college planning or retirement planning. And the switch is a high commission annuity or a high commission inappropriate investment. Okay. Here's another one. So I was at church on Sunday and I see in the bulletin an advertisement for trust wills and documents. And the individual was scaring people about probate. If you do not have these documents, your family is going to go through the ugly process of probate. So, come to find out that a lot of these individuals are using trust preparation as the bait and selling an annuity as the switch. Isn't that amazing how it all ends up going into a high commission annuity? So, that being said, protect yourself from the scams of 2021. Those are just some examples that I have. So, I also want to talk about a Ponzi scheme that is right now in Miami, Florida. It's EquiAlt. Here are some of the agents here in Arizona that have been subpoenaed and are under investigation by the SEC. American Financial Security, Ron Stevenson and Barbara Stevenson. We also have Family Tree, Jason P. Wooten. These are all public records. Mr. Jason Wooten earned $3.7 million selling this Ponzi scheme. Family Tree, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to shake up this tree. Their offices are in Scottsdale. Jason, my office is in Scottsdale. I would love to talk to you. American Financial Security. Isn't that amazing? What a name of a company. American Financial Security. Yet Ron Stevenson chooses to sell you a Ponzi scheme. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Marketing Dynamics, Tim LaDuca. Anyway, I could give you more names. It's in the public domain. You're listening to Anil Vazirani, a man with fortitude. Listening to On the Money, a show with fortitude. And Secured Financial Solutions, your fiduciary firm. 800-957-5604. Dial extension 200 and learn how not to have a derailed retirement. Stay on course. The less you pay in fees, the less you pay in taxes, the more of your money you keep.
Let's talk about your future and retiring safe, smart, and secure. Now back to On the Money with Anil Vazirani.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Money with your host, Anil Vazirani, President of Secured Financial Solutions, your fiduciary firm. And obviously all of you understand when I say I'm a man with fortitude, and my show is full of fortitude. I can't use what fortitude means on the air, the other language that we use when we're with friends. But we'll leave it as a baseball or a big football. But let me give you some of the names of these despicable individuals that are involved in the Ponzi scheme, selling EquiAlt, this Ponzi scheme, to seniors and retirees. Agents Insurance Sales, Barry Wilkin. American Financial Security, Ron Barbara Stevenson. Barry Neal, Ben Moore. Bobby Armejo, Joseph Financial. Dale Tenhulzen, Live Wealthy Institute. Well, after this Ponzi scheme, I don't know if Live's going to go dead and Wealthy's going to go broke. Elliott Financial Group. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the great Todd Elliott out of West Valley, Glendale. I had personally spoken to him, and he told me he stands by EquiAlt, and what a class outfit they were. Oh, Todd Elliott. Oh, then we got Ernest Babini, REIT Alliance Marketing, LLC. On Family Tree Estate Planning, Jason Wooten. So, ladies and gentlemen, all of you that have been to Family Tree for estate planning in all their offices, one of the attorneys that we work with is closely involved with taking on consumers with some of their grievances with Family Tree Estate Planning. GIA LLC, Edgar Lozano. Last time I checked, GIA stood for the Gemologist Institute of America, but I guess this person's doing Ponzi schemes. Greg Talbot, J. Prick-et Agency. Joe Prick-et, okay. James Gray, Seek Insurance Services. James Gray just went into a gray and a dark area with the Ponzi scheme. John Friedrichsen, Lifeline Innovations, John Marquis. Lifeline Innovations. I think you're going to need a lifeline, John, once the SEC is done. Marketing Dynamics, Tim LaDuca. Oh, Patrick Runninger. Well, this Patrick better be running since the SEC is coming. Sterling Group, the Bertucci Group, LLC, Leonardo LLC, Leonardo Bertucci. Tony Spooner. Bro, you're not going to get spooned. SEC is coming. Okay? Roque Unlimited LLC. Wellington Financial. How do I like my steak? Well, Jason Jodwick. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just trying to be humorous. Satirical humor. It's a very sad situation, but I just wanted to put a smile on your face. EquiAlt Ponzi scheme is near and dear to me. We will be disclosing eventually why it is near and dear to me, but I certainly hope the SEC, the Arizona Corporate Commission, the insurance departments of all the various states, and various corporate commissions of all the states take the harshest of measures so that all these commissions paid over $14 million blood money needs to be paid back times 10, in my humble opinion. Okay. So what is the value proposition of working with Secured Financial Solutions, your fiduciary firm? Apart from being independent insurance advisors and absolutely educating you on pros and cons on any annuity that you own, So I highly urge you to call me if you own an annuity, because what you do not know could be your downfall and your detriment. On the investment advisory side, what is the value proposition of working with us? So please write this down. When you work with us, our fees are 0.95% annually. Now, as you've noticed, over the years, as I have reduced my fees, my competitors have been forced to reduce their fees as well. Why? They can't compete with me, so they might as well copy me. But I'm going to take it one notch up. You have individuals advertising on CNBC, on a CNBC show, how they put together an ETF portfolio for you. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't take rocket science to put an ETF portfolio for anyone. And these individuals are charging you over 1.25 to 1.5%. When you work with my firm, I'll be happy to share with you my ETF portfolio that in 2020, in COVID, returned 18%, and you have access to it at no charge. How cool is that? This is going to be in your self-managed account. You will have to be managing it yourself since I am not charging you a fee. My stock account in 2020 returned 51% and beat the NASDAQ, which did 41% in 2020 last year. I'm happy to give you access to that, no charge, but you will be managing that in your own non-managed account. For those of you that say, you know what, Anil, we don't want to be bothered with managing the money, we're happy to pay you a low fee to get this done. The fee is 0.95% on an annual basis. And what is really nice is we break up the fee, divide it by 12, and we charge you in bits and pieces every single month. So the fees are deducted monthly, and if you take 0.95 divided by 12, comes out to 0.079 a month that gets deducted for fees. So let me ask you a question. For 7 cents a month, why would you not take advantage of potentially the best money management platform of Charles Schwab TD Ameritrade with the fiduciary obligation that we have towards you? Okay, how have our money managers done at Schwab TD Ameritrade? Let's discuss that. So the three money managers that I do like, one of them is my sector money manager. It's called the Top 5 Sectors ETF Growth Strategy. I absolutely like this money manager at 0.95%. Since inception, 13.7%. 2003 inception, 13.7% net of fees. Last year, 2020, of course, past performance is not indicative of future results. Last year, it happened to do 50.52%, outperforming the S&P 500 reinvested, which did 14.02%. Leaving aside the performance, which is not the key, is the way they rebalance the portfolio within the top 5 sectors is what I love about this strategy. So it gives you the top 5 sectors, and then to add to that, we have our stop loss QQQ portfolio, the QQQ aggressive portfolio, which is technology. And it's nice to know that it has a stop loss provision because technology and NASDAQ tend to be a little more volatile than the S&P and the Dow. And once again, since inception, 2003, 13.59% net of fees. And last year in 2020, and once again, as I state, past performance is not indicative of future results. In 2020, 53.17%, and it outperformed the NASDAQ 100 trailing, which did 41.64%. We also have an excellent bond portfolio that I would like to talk to you about that over 2 decades has averaged in double digits. So these are just some of the money managers on our fee-based active money management platform. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, active because these money managers believe in opportunistic in good times, which is deploying capital to grow wealth in bull markets, and going into a cash position when they see a negative downturn or negative trends. Opportunistic in good times and defensive in bad times sums up our investment philosophy. To learn more, 800-957-5604. Dial extension 200. Set up your complimentary strategy session to learn about our investment advisory platform through TD Ameritrade Charles Schwab, My Stock Portfolio and ETF Portfolio at no charge, and our fee-based money managers at 0.95%. You're listening to On the Money with your host, Anil Vazirani, President of Secured Financial Solutions, independent insurance advisor, and a fiduciary. On the web, dreamretire.com.
Let's talk about your future and retiring safe, smart, and secure. Now back to On the Money with Anil Vazirani.
Good afternoon and welcome to the final stretch of On the Money with your host, Anil Vazirani, President of Secured Financial Solutions, your fiduciary firm. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us recap what we discussed here today. I shared with you the scams of 2021. Trust mills, advertising and scaring you to come in and prepare trust and probate and will documents to avoid probate, and then trying to pitch you a high commission annuity. A lot of folks out there are doing Social Security planning courses. They're not affiliated with Social Security or any government agency. Once again, the goal is to sell you a high commission annuity, which may potentially be in not your best interest. You hear about seminars, college, universities. Okay, bait and switch, potentially, in my opinion. Goal is to try to sell you. Okay. I talked about investment opportunities in the 5G technology arena. Nobody on the radio, and I listen to a lot of radio shows on a lot of different radio stations, and nobody is talking about the opportunity in the 5G arena. Nobody is talking about gene sequencing technology and the companies that are making the machines for gene sequencing, stem cell research, SPACs, special purpose acquisition companies, for those of you that want to participate in a pre-IPO. So basically what I hear is all hold and hope, old generation information. Not only old generation information on annuities, but old generation investment ideas. These are obsolete ideas by obsolete individuals and obsolete outfits, ladies and gentlemen. Change has come. COVID-19 changed America forever. So we have a choice. Either we look at COVID and say we got served lemons, or we look at COVID and take those lemons and turn them into lemonade. That is my goal, ladies and gentlemen. As a fiduciary, my job is to focus on the positive, not the negatives. If lemons are what's being served, then you know what? Let's turn them into lemonade for those of you that are vegan. And for those of you that love a good cocktail, let's turn it into margarita. Okay? I'll recommend a great tequila. It's by Michael Jordan. It's called Cincoro. Just recently hit the market, and it's spelled Cincoro, Cincoro. Sin means 5, which means they have 5 partners. Coro, it means the gold standard. And for those of you that have seen the tapes of Michael Jordan on the ESPN show The Last Dance and understand what this man is all about, he is as close to a perfectionist as you're ever going to see. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, his tequila is almost as perfect as he is. So if I had to choose MJ23 or Cincoro, I think it'll be a tough call. But anyway, that's my tequila idea for the day. What else did we talk about? I talked about the 5-sector money manager and our technology stop-loss money manager at Schwab TD Ameritrade and the bond money manager for less than 1%, 0.95% annual fee. I also talked about my stock portfolio that did 51% last year in 2020, in spite of the 30% drop in the first week of March in 2020. You have access to that complimentary in your own non-managed account. Since I'm not getting paid, it's in a non-managed account, but I've done the research. It's in my portfolio. Hopefully it fits your risk profile and it can help you accomplish what your goals and objectives are. My personal ETF portfolio that did 18% in 2020 that you can manage in your own non-managed account, which we won't be managing, you will be. It will be managed by you, hence no fee, but I've done the research. I also talked about individuals that the SEC is now going after in the EquiAlt Ponzi scheme, individuals that were involved in the sales of EquiAlt real estate Ponzi scheme. To learn more, or if you have been affected by a Ponzi scheme, or if you are or have been proposed an annuity and you want a second opinion, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the matters of your health and wealth, get a second opinion. 800-957-5604. Dial extension 200. Set up your complimentary strategy session and you'll be glad you did so. On the web, dreamretire.com. Ladies and gentlemen, please go on the Better Business Bureau website. Close to 600 reviews. A+ and a 5-star rating. Close to 2 decades. 2 decades. Members in good standing with the National Ethics Bureau, National Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors. And in the top 1% with MDRT, top of the table. The top 1% financial advisors based on revenue and ethics, as per $1 Million Round Table. So, ladies and gentlemen, did you miss me? This is how I started the show. And kind of reminded me of President Donald Trump when he spoke at the meeting down in Florida and the CPAC. And he came on and he said, "Did you miss me?" Ladies and gentlemen, my show is not about politics. My show is not about religion. I am an independent American. I want America to do well. But the amount of debt that we have taken and the amount of money that we are printing and the fact that we are manipulating both interest rates and currency at the same time, in my opinion, is a recipe for disaster. 2008. We manipulated interest rates, we manipulated currency. This time around, we are printing more than ever before. You know, a lot of people say, well, Anil, why have the markets done so well? Well, it's because of the liquidity and the money that we have printed. So I'll give you a great analogy. You know, when you go to a beach and the tide is in, everybody in the water looks good because you can only see them from neck upwards. You can only see their face because the tide is in. It's only when the tide goes out do you get to see the naked shorts. So right now the tide is in. We have printed so much money that we have flooded the markets with liquidity. So everybody is a day trader. Everybody is a brilliant money manager. It's when this money exits the system and as interest rates start going up, and we've already seen it in the recent past with the 10-year rates going up and the impact that it had negatively on our markets. My job, ladies and gentlemen, as I close out my radio show, is please write this down. I will help you manage money in a all-market cycle. Let's build a portfolio together with low or no fees that can withstand an all-market cycle. Let's look at companies. Let's look at sectors. Let's look at opportunities that post-COVID-19 has presented to us. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Post-COVID, what are the opportunities? 5G, SPACs, gene sequencing technology, ETFs, 5-sector money managers, QQQ technology. And to round off the entire portfolio for the safe portion of your bucket money, for that part that you want protected, the principal protected, low-cost, new generation annuity. You're listening to On the Money with your host, Anil Vazirani, President of Secured Financial Solutions, independent insurance advisor, investment advisor rep with a fiduciary obligation, and I will be on the air every Monday and every Thursday at 1 p.m. on the web, dreamretire.com. Pick up the phone, call 800-957-5604, dial extension 200 to protect yourself from a derailed retirement. And simple message, retire and stay retired, safe, smart, and secure.
You've been listening to On the Money with Secured Financial Solutions, Anil Vazirani. If you'd like a complimentary income analysis, lower your fees to less than 1% annually on your investments, or learn how to protect your retirement account from creditors and lawsuits, call 800-957-5604 and ask to speak with Jillian Bolton at extension 201. That's 800-957-5604, extension 201, to set up your strategy session or visit www.dreamretire.com.
Fiduciary duty extends solely to investment advisory advice and does not extend to other activities such as insurance or broker-dealer services. Advisory clients are charged a monthly fee for assets under management, while insurance products pay a commission, which may result in a conflict of interest regarding compensation. Insurance and annuity products are not sold through Virtue Capital Management, LLC, VCM. VCM does not endorse any annuity or insurance products, nor does it guarantee any annuity or insurance products' performance. Any guarantees mentioned are backed by the financial strength and claims payable ability of the issuing insurance company and may be subject to caps, restrictions, fees, and surrender charges as described in the annuity contract. This content does not take into account your particular investment objectives, financial situation, or risk tolerance, and may not be suitable for all investors. It should not be used as the sole basis for financial decisions. The $1 Million Roundtable is a trade association to help insurance brokers and financial advisors establish best business practices and develop ethical and effective ways to increase client interest in financial products, specifically risk-based products like life insurance, disability, and long-term care. Annual qualifications requirements include demonstrating a set annual production requirement and agreeing to a code of ethics, but is not based on client experience or performance. For more information regarding the $1 Million Roundtable eligibility, please see https://www.mdrt.org/membership/requirements. The S&P 500 index is designed to be a broad-based, unmanaged leading indicator of U.S. equities and is meant to reflect the equity market in general. It is not available for direct investment. The opinions expressed by Secured Financial Solutions, LLC do not reflect the opinions of VCM. Investment advisory services offered through Virtue Capital Management, LLC, VCM, a registered investment advisor. VCM and Secured Financial Solutions, LLC are independent of each other. For a complete description of investment risks, fees, and services, review the VCM Firm Brochure, ADV Part 2A, which is available from your investment advisor representative or by contacting VCM. Technical trading models are mathematically driven based upon historical data and trends. Technical trading models attempt to identify when markets are likely to increase or decrease and identify appropriate entry and exit points. The primary risk of technical trading models is that historical trends and past performance cannot predict future trends, and there is no assurance that the mathematical algorithms employed are designed properly, updated with new data, and can accurately predict future market, industry, and sector performance. In particular, stop-loss buy orders do not guarantee securities will be sold bought at a particular price. Stop-loss buy orders are generally converted to market orders at the specified price and may be executed at a lower, higher price due to liquidity and current demand for the security. All market timing strategies that are employed are designed to be reactive indicators and therefore are not designed to avoid all losses. Third-party ratings and recognitions are no guarantee of future investment success and do not ensure that a client or prospective client will experience a higher level of performance or results. These ratings should not be construed as an endorsement of the advisor by any client, nor are they representative of any one client's evaluation.